Hello and welcome to my channel, Making Crafts. Today I'm working on Roxy's Weekly Challenge, and this is going to be Vellum Pockets. And so I'm going to get my tear ruler out. Let me find it. And I'm just using this sheet of paper. I'm going to use different things today. I'm going to be using some book pages, and I'm going to be using some digital kits and just different paper that I have. That I'm working on some kits, I'm working on some projects, and so I want to go ahead and make pockets for those projects. So I am going to be using this paper first, and I'm trying to see which side I want to use. This paper is from the Summer Bloom collection, and it's a collaboration between Line Dot Arrow and Rach and Bella Crafts. So they come together and made a digital kit. So I will link to both of those shops below so you can find the kits. And so I'm going to, since I'm making a journal with the kit, I wanted to go ahead and do Roxy's Weekly Challenge using some of this paper so I would have pockets for my journal. A lot of times I just make up, for the Roxy's Weekly Challenge, I use the scraps laying on my desk, and I make up, let me see how wide I want that. I make up just pockets and different things that's in the challenge for journals that I will eventually make so I can have ephemera laying around. And so today though I decided to try to get some work done as well by creating, I want this a little shorter I think, by creating some pockets for the journals I am working on. So, and when I get to each one I'll tell you which kits it is because I have several different journals I'm working on right now. So for the pockets you just fold and you just eyeball it, you just fold a little bit over on each side, and then you're just going to fold up the bottom. And this is going to be a small one, I know, but the journal I'm making is not your regular size journal for the summer bloom collection. So I do want to make some smaller to fit my pages, and I did like the look of that, but I don't like the look of this white, so I am going to get some stamps to stamp it, and I'll be right back. Okay, so when I went and got my stamps, I realized that I had not set my timer. So I'm going to set a 45-minute timer, and now we will definitely get started on these, and I'm not going to step away anymore. So I'm just going to take a scrapbook page to lay this on, and then I'm going to just do a little bit of stamping. And this is Bow Bunny Script Textures is what it says. So I'm going to use this little script stamp here, and let me find my block. I thought I was prepared, I was getting everything together, and then now I realize several things I need, but that's okay, we'll get started. There's no rush, right? The time is just for kind of a little challenge, but it's not set in stone, but let's see how many I can get done. I'm hoping to get quite a few done on these because they seemed like they would be a quick little project. So I'm just going to ink my stamp. The reason I'm doing this, I want to stamp these paper edges. I'm just not happy with them being, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip it over because I'm not happy with them being totally white. So if I do this, let's just see what that looks like when I turn it over this way. Oh yeah, it just gives it some texture and some look. That's what I'm going for. It's just some texture, not a perfect stamping, but just to have a little design showing so it's not so plain. And I probably could have went with brown, but that'll be fine for that one. I may do the next one in brown. Let me move my stamps out of the way here. Okay, here's some things back. My desk is full of projects that I'm working on. Okay, so for this one, I need to cut a piece of vellum. Here's the vellum. So I just need vellum that, I think I'm just going to try to cut this vellum with my scissors. Actually, that'll take more time, and I want to get more done in 45 minutes. So let's just use the paper trimmer. And let's see here where I cut that one. It's supposed to be right here. And then I'm going to need it to be, how tall am I needing it? Okay, about right there. Okay, so we've got that one done. Now there's one, and this one I'll make another one here, but I'm going to stamp on the back of this again. What if I stamp off and get me some brown ink? Okay, So let's try this in chocolate chip and see how it looks. And yeah, I know these pockets are really small. I'm going to have to make some bigger ones too. So let's see. Actually, I don't want to do this one. I'm going to stamp on the back of this. I'm going to make a pretty wide pocket here. We'll just get some, this is just chocolate chip. And just remember, we just need some ink around different spots there. So when I fold it over, it looks better. And so now I'm just going to tear. I think I'm going to have it long like this, but not too tall. I want to measure this real quick because, like I said, this is going to be a smaller journal that I'm making. Let's see if that's going to fit. It's going to be 5. My papers are, I'm going to reach over here because I've got them on my, there. So that'll be fine. Yes, this pocket will be perfect. So then I'm just going to fold it up like this, and there'll be a longer pocket to stick things down in. And will this piece of vellum fit? Oh, that's pretty good. I'll just have to cut just a little off, but that'll be fine. Okay, so I want to make another one using this paper from the Balloon collection. I'm thinking I want one out of this, and I'm trying to decide which part. I'm thinking right in here. I'm just going to tear it. I kind of want that edges to be kind of torn. Okay, and I think this one's going to be a taller one. Maybe about, let's see, should I use this portion? That actually may be prettier. That's how I'm going to do it. And I can use that in collage because I am doing some collaging in the journal. So nothing will go to waste. So let's see here. I'm going to do it this direction. So I just going to do a little bit more stamping, but this time I am going to be using, actually I'll just continue to use this one. Okay, and I'm just going to add a little stamping. Let's see here. Alrighty, and then we need some on the edges up here, but I don't want it to look exactly the same, so I'm just going to move around my stamp. Because once again, like I said, you're not going to see this except when I fold it over. You're not going to see the whole back the way it looks like that, but I actually like how that looks. So now I'm just going to fold over a little here, and then a little bit on this. I'm folding about 1/4 of an inch is what I would say this is. And where it still had ink on it, I am getting very messy. I probably should have stamped them and let them dry, but that's okay. I can always wash my hands, right? Crafting is, I love getting messy while crafting anyway, so let's see, I'm just going to snip just a little of where it needs to be, and then I'll cut it. I think these will come together very quickly anyway. It seemed like a quick project when I was watching Rachel make hers, and so I think that it will be a very quick project. And let's see here. I am just barely measuring everything. I'm just eyeballing it tonight. Not being too particular about any of it, so that'll fit that one. So we've got those, and I want to use some of this. I'm also going to be working with this ocean theme paper from G. Kerr, and I'll link to all these papers below just in case you're interested. I know I had somebody the other week tell me that they were really interested in the products that I was using, and would I link them below. So I will try when I remember to link them below, and if there's a time that I don't, just be sure to just comment in the description, I mean not in the description, below the description. Just leave a comment asking me what I used, and I try to get back to my comments fairly quickly. It may take me a day or so, depending on what's going on or what day of the week it is. But you know, school is starting back with the kids, and I do work, and so I work from home. But I do stay busy with a lot of things here. So I will get back with you though, and I try to answer you, and I try to find the links to what it is. If I forgot to share it and you ask me, I try to add it. And I do go back and add it to the video sometime too in the description. If someone asks and I realize I did not share it, then I'll go back and add it. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to stamp this. But I try to share with everybody where I get everything, because I know when I'm watching videos, I want to know where it came from, because you know, you love what you see that they're using, and you want to go buy some too and use it. So I am just randomly stamping this, and I think I need to cut just a little off the top of this one. So there we go. And I might have just left this one white now that I'm thinking about the journal that I'm doing with it, but let's just leave it and see what it looks like. If it's too bad, I can make another one. So this one's cardstock. The other one's was 32-pound paper, so it was a lot easier to fold over. So I'm just going to have to score this one with my bone folder here, or my stainless bone folder, I guess say. Okay, that's kind of pretty. And I'm going to do one more in that paper. So let me do that. Let me cut it down, and then I will see. I'm going to cut it this way, I think, so it can fit a journaling card. That might be nice to put a journaling card in it. And for this one, I'm not going to stamp it. I'm going to see what it looks like. I can always go back and stamp it. Okay. And then we'll just fold it up like this. Okay. So we have that. And then I think I'm going to cut those corners down this cardstock, because this cardstock is just so thick. It's just too bulky right there at the corners. So let me just cut those down, and that'll make it less bulky, I do believe. Yes, that looks better. Now, I don't know, which one do you like better, the stamped or the non-stamped? I kind of like the stamped, but I might go back with washi tape. I saw where somebody else used washi tape on theirs, and I may go back with washi tape on that one. And let's make one more, and then I'll cut my vellum. Let's see. I wanted to use these book pages, because I do want to make some for just some random journals sometime or another, and I've been using these book pages, so I think it would go well. Just tear that one off, and then I'm just going to tear maybe right here. Yeah, let's see. I don't want to cover much of my flowers, so I'm just trying to see if I can fold it so that cut it small enough we don't have to cover much of the flowers. There we go. Let me see. I think this one needs to come over just a little bit more. That's a fun pocket. I do love the little flowers showing through. I think that's going to be pretty. And let me do one more of this page. Let's see. Here's one. I've already folded on that line, so let's just tear that. And that's got a tear, so we'll just, we're going to fold it to this side. I'm going to show these flowers. I do think I want to take this part off. Make it a little shorter. And then I'm going to fold it up. This paper is fairly thick too from this book. It is a little bit more difficult to fold. I'm just going to fold it up like this. And once again, I'll cut the corners because this paper is so thick. Take some of that bulk away. It'll make it lay down smoother. And now we just need some vellum for these four. So I'm going to take this ink and move it, and move the stamp out of my way. I'm going to make myself a little bit of space because it is so crowded on my desk. Okay. Move some of these things out of the way. I've got a basket over here, put little pieces like that in. That's what I'm doing with those. Okay, so let's cut the vellum. Let's see here, we got a piece maybe it's going to fit. I want to use it for the bed. Okay, let's do the long one first. So, let me see, it's just going to need to be cut about in here. And how long does it need to be? That way there's no waste. Okay, just cut that across there. And maybe down through here. That one's going to fit. Which one was that for? This one? Perfect. Okay, and now I need to pull my pack of vellum down. Okay, so here's my vellum. Alright, so I need 3 more. So I need, first one is this one. So I need to cut it about, probably should be doing more measuring than I am, but I am just going to eyeball everything tonight. I'm not in the mood to measure, so I am just going with the flow tonight. So this one needs to be, yep, about right there. Make sure that's going to fit. That will fit right there, yes. And then we need 2 more. I guess neither one of these, nope. No such luck tonight. I want to cut this though that I can use it for both. This direction will do that. So I'm trying to make sure I don't waste my vellum. That's why I want to make sure I don't cut it enough. Book out of the way. Okay. And then this one, almost perfect. Just need to cut just a little fraction of it off. So cut this off. And then the height. This one as well. Then we'll get back to decorating. My favorite part's the decorating. So I haven't done a lot of the weekly challenges over the past several weeks. I've been so busy. The kids are starting back to school and they are homeschooled, and then we I don't know where my time has went. But I just have not had a chance to do any of the challenges. So I wanted to do this week's challenge, and then I'm going to try to catch up. Hopefully I can catch up over the next little bit. Let me see here. But I'm hoping to catch up on some of them. I may just have a week where I just do Roxy's weekly challenges all week long, because I love the challenges and I love doing them. But I do set them aside so, you know, for when I have time for them. But I don't always have time to add them into my week. Things will be settling down once everybody gets adjusted. We're back where they're homeschooled. We have to get back to homeschooling and back to the schedule, and everybody getting used to what they're supposed to be doing. And plus I work from home, so with my Etsy shop I have to keep that going too. So some weeks are busier than others. So. But I love doing these challenges, so I hate that I've missed them. So I definitely want to go back and visit all the ones I've missed. Look at that. I love those flowers showing through. Which, of course, they're going to be covered up when that is a little crooked looking in it. That'll be okay, though. They're going to be covered up when I add a tag or something in there. But still, I think that's so pretty. I'm going to ink it and see if I can make it look. See if the crookedness is going to show really bad. I may have to take some washi tape, and I think that would look good too. I saw where somebody on Instagram did that. They took washi tape along the edges here, and that looked really good. So I might just do that too. But I do like how that looks, so that's fine. Put this paper over, it's got glue on it. Okay. And so we'll just add this one as well. I think I'm just going to add glue to the inside of these. I'm trying to figure out where the best place to add the glue is, because I'm just making these for the first time with you all. I have not made these before. This is my first time making these, and I'm just making them. Most of the time when I do Roxy's Weekly Challenge, I don't make it in advance. I just create it with you all watching, so you get to see my mistakes and whatever I'm doing wrong. And I'm going off memory too, because I watch her challenges. I love when they come out on Mondays, and I do watch them, but a lot of times I have to wait in the evenings when everybody's going to bed, and at bedtime I watch it, and when everything's quiet. So honestly, I'm going off memory, and I may be missing part of it. So don't hold that against me if I do. But I really like how they're doing. Anyway, I like them this way, so look at that. I love that showing through. That looks so pretty. So let's add this one. This one's going to definitely need some decoration since it's got all the white edges and everything. So I'm just using my Fabri-Tac. Since I was gluing to the vellum, I decided to use my Fabri-Tac because I think it'll hold really well. So then I'm just going to fold this over onto the vellum. There we go. Let's just smooth it. So just press all that glue out. I'm making a mess, ain't I? That's me. That's what I love, my little glue eraser. It gets all the little glue off that I leave like that. So that you see the little blue through. I really want to start decorating, but let's just glue it up first so I can hold it back and then glue them up, and then we will decorate. I'm going to try again putting it on the vellum because I'm making such a mess putting it on the cardstock or the flaps. So yeah, I'm working on, so this is from G. Kerr, an Oceanic Adventure, and I used it last month for a little mini book that I made. This is not laying down. I think my paper, there we go. I just glued it on wrong. And so I used it last month for a little mini book, and you can see on my channel, you can find the tutorial for that. And I loved it. And so this month I am using it to make a journal with it. So last month it was a really small, but right here it is. I used it to make this. And so it's a really small little book. So now this month I'm going to use it to make a journal. And so I thought it would be good with some of these challenges to go ahead and make up some stuff for that journal. And then this is from the, like I said before, Line Dot Arrow and Rach and Bella Crafts. They did a collaboration for Summer Blooms. And so I thought, well, that's perfect for this project this week because the flower's showing through, and that way I'll have some pockets made for that journal as well. And I've got that journal. That journal's coming a long ways already, so I'm just excited about it. I'm excited to be a part of the collaboration, part of the design team for that collab. And I will link all these below. And then this book, this is just a wildflower book, and I don't have it handy to tell you. I had it earlier today, but I'm not sure where I placed it. But it's a wildflower book that I just picked up somewhere, probably at our local used bookstore. That's where I find most of my books. Sometimes I have ordered off of Amazon or eBay. I think Amazon, really. eBay is one of my kids' school books, I think. But Amazon is where I order books. I've ordered some to take apart and use like this. But most of the time I just, see here, get this some glue here. Most of the time I just get them from the used bookstore because I can flip through them and see what they have in them. It's easier to tell if they're going to have anything I can use. Let me see, that one's a little bit too tall, so I'm just going to trim it down with my scissors. No biggie there. I love how that looks. So I'm doing one more and then we'll start decorating them. I'm curious to those watching this, do you do any of Roxy's weekly challenges? Or Rachel's Roxy weekly challenge, I guess is how I should say it. But do you do any of those challenges? I love these challenges. And if you haven't tried them, you should. And you don't have to set the 45-minute timer. That's just part of the fun for myself, and I think for a lot of them that do this challenge. It's just to see how many you can get done in 45 minutes. But these are fun to make, and still a lot of these projects, even after I film, I have so much fun making them that when I stop filming the 45 minutes, I make even more. And so these are great. And sometimes on some days that I just really don't want to do any measurements or figuring out designing my own things, I just sit down and make some of these projects, because it's fun to do projects that somebody else teaches you to do, and you don't have to worry about measuring or worry about figuring out how to design something and come up with something on your own. Okay, let's see here. And I do apologize for any of the noise in the background. My kids are all on FaceTime. When we was growing up, we had telephone and everybody was on the telephone, but now it's FaceTime, and they're all FaceTiming their friends, so they're all chatting and talking, and they can play games together that way. So they are all really chatty tonight, so it's kind of noisy in my house. But so I'm going to use some of these for decorations, and this is from the Summer Bloom kit as well. And I should have pre-cut these. I'm going to cut out the actual flowers for this. So let me just get, I want one of those. And I think I'm going to take, actually I think I'm going to just cut this one out as a little square and see how it looks, and nothing else. If it doesn't look good, I will just fussy cut the flower out. So I'm just going to use some of these. I love these. And I love cutting apart kits like this and using them for different purposes than what was intended. Oops, I printed some smaller just in case I needed smaller ones, and this is some that I'm going to use from that kit as well. So I want to fussy cut this sunflower out real quick. I should have done that ahead of time so I wouldn't have to do this on my timer, but that is okay. And I'm not going to cut close to it. I'm just leaving some of that background music paper on it. I like that. And so had a pretty busy day. I had to take my kids to the dentist this morning for their checkups, and so I took along, at our dentist office, you have to sit in the office right now. I mean, not sit in the office, you can't sit in the office, you have to sit in your car, and then they come out and get you, and then they take them back one at a time, and so I can't go in and sit in the waiting room, so I sat in my car, and so I took with me, and I should have took these with me. I didn't know what I was doing this evening, but I took a bunch of things to fussy cut, and so I fussy cut out some things, and I took some little projects to work on because I was there for 2 hours, so I took things like that, and the time went by really fast by crafting in my car, so I enjoyed it. I didn't have such a long wait like normal because I was busy. Okay, so this one I'm thinking I want to just add like a little flower like that. And I think that's all it needs really, is just to add the flower to the front. So I'm just going to ink it and see how it looks. Just lightly inking it. And I like that. I don't know if you can see on camera, but that looks really good with this showing through and the things showing through. I'm not going to want to put anything in the actual pocket. It looks so pretty. So let's just take, add some glue here. So there we go. And just add that to the side there. I love that. Love it, love it. So I'm just going to ink it with some brown. Since I did stamp it with the black ink, I'm just adding some brown over top just to make it all blend, since this paper's got more brown in it than black. That's okay. It looks good. I like that. Okay, so let's do, here's this one. This is the beach one. And I have a bunch of different things. I have things I've stamped, and I've got some things from the kit, the Oceanic Adventure kit, that I'm just going to see how it all would look. I was thinking that I was going to make one to fit this tag, but I may need to go back and make a smaller one, because there's a lot of these in the kit, these little cards, and that would work perfect. So let's see, we got this little crab here, and then I do have some little stamps that I've made. I could just add that, or I had some, wait a minute here, this might look better. Maybe this little thing, and then we add Got the little fish here too. Oh, I like that. I'm just going to add this little fish. I'm just going to lightly ink this one. I like to ink it just to get some of the white edges off where I cut it out, and to also, I think it makes it stand out better on some of the backgrounds here. So how many journals do you have going at one time? Do you do one at a time? Do you mass produce all from the same paper? Or do you, like me, have just several different going? You know, I've got a summer bloom one, and then I've got the, oops, I'm gonna slide it over just a little. I've got the summer bloom one, and then I've got the, this ocean one. So I've got two different themes going. I only make one of each style each time. So I never seem to make two of the same thing ever. And I'm reusing this paper and this time because what I'm making is going to be so different from what I made before. I still think I want to go back. I think that's a bit plain. I want to go back with some stamping. I'm not really sure. Since it's an ocean theme, I do have some ocean stamps. I may have to get those out and stamp around. Let me step away for just a second. Okay, I'm starting my time back. I found my stamps. It only took me just a few minutes to do that, but I went ahead and paused my time because, and I'm just going to, you will only have to wait just a second in the video. It'll swap right back to me back here. I'll edit that out. I just think it would be really cute to add my stamps. I had to look around to find them. I've got so many things going on. This desk has got to be cleaned up. So I've got a whole stack of stamps here that are ocean themed. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp around the edge using, and I had in my head which one I wanted to use, and now, so I'm just going to stamp around using some of the shells. And I'm going to use my gray Memento ink. I'm just going to put some book pages underneath it, so if I stamp off the edge, it won't be that big of a deal. I won't get it on my mat. And I'm going to use, I think I'm going to add this one, and I'm going to add a few just to make a variety on here. I'm going to use this one. I'm just going to have them randomly placed. Here's some itty bitty ones too. There's a little one. Do I want to add another little one? Let's see what this looks like. I'm going to stamp it first on my paper to see. I always like to do that. I think they're going to be closer together to actually work. Hopefully this is not going to be too light of a color. We'll see how it looks. Okay, let me get it inked up really good. And then I'm just going to, I'm okay with it getting on the vellum. Just have to give it a few minutes to dry on the vellum. I think it will smear on the vellum. You have to give it time to dry. And then I'm just going to rotate it around, kind of like it's doing a little border around it. I like that. Got our little seashells in the ocean. Just got to change my direction. Just got to remember, let's see, you don't want anything near each other that was there before when you do like that. So there we go. And I like that. I do like that. Just making a border. So again, I don't want anything to match. I probably should have stamped it before I added him, but guess what? I didn't, so I'm just going to add little edges of the stamps in between his little pieces that leave some white there. So there we go. Now we can go back to just stamping on the edges here. Oh, I love that. I love that. That's awesome. And I do need to go back right here, so I'm just going to put this little shell. Is that loose enough? I'll just pull this one off for just a second, and I'll just put this little shell here, and then I'll glue that back down. And I think we might need a little edge of something, maybe like this, right there. Okay, and maybe I'm thinking something needs to be maybe right here at the corner. It looks a little plain there. Okay, so I like that. Let me hold it up so you can see. So I love how that turned out. I do think something needs to be right there too. It's kind of where I have them placed on the stamp, it's a little hard. So let me just go back, take them off and just put one on here and there. Okay, I love it. I love how that turned out. So I'm glad I took the time to go get those. And let's add some more glue now that I pulled this up. Just trying to get this different spots here. There we go. So I love how that one turned out. That's going to work perfect in the ocean journal. And here's another one. Ocean is not normally my theme, but I'm having so much fun with this ocean journal. But I don't normally do like an ocean theme, so this is a little different for me. Just going to add some glue here. My little edges is coming up right there. I think it's where it was so bulky, and I don't know if I trimmed the corners on that one. That's okay, I can hold it down. Okay, so since we already have the ink in, I won't put the shells on this one. So let's see, what we're going to add to this one. We could put I could fussy cut him out too. We have these cards, but they could be fussy cut out. That's pretty. That doesn't really match all that writing, does it? So let's just take and add this little lobster. And what about the stamp? Maybe like that. Kind of feels like it needs something up here, doesn't it? What if I did stamps up and down the edge? I don't know. Not really. I think I'm just going to add this little card here. I'm not going to overthink it. And then I'm going to add a stamp here, I think. Do I want the darker one or the lighter one? Maybe add just a little globe here. That's a bit much. Or, what does this look like? Even though it's taking up a big space of it, how would that be? It is taking up a large space on the pocket. I don't know that I want to do that. How about I come back to this one since I can't make a decision? I may need to just come back to it in a few minutes. And I might can better decide then. Kind of like that. I'm trying to make a little cluster because I think it needs more than just, you know, just more than just one card there. Kind of like that little cluster. Let's do that. I think that will be fine. Let me just ink it a little bit. Get this, here. Let me ink it with the gray too. Because that's the color I'm using in the journal. So, oh yeah, that helps a lot to go around in there. It's not so stark white if I let it go in. And I think I'm going to do the edges that way too. With that. The gray almost looks like a blue, if you notice. It's kind of got more of a blue to it than a gray. And that's what I love about it going with this ocean theme. And I used it on that other little mini book. And I better check my timer in just a moment. But I used it on that other mini book and I love it with it. I'm just going to add a bunch on the sides there. Because I think it needs that color. There we go. Oh, I love that. It's looking a lot better already than the stark white. Okay, so then we'll just add the little turtle because I think he's adorable. And the little shells. Maybe there's a little fish on this tag. That makes a little cluster up. So I'm just going to glue the cluster together and then I'll my glue. If you don't keep putting the needle in it, it will dry out, and that's what's happening now. Okay. And I'm going to glue the cluster on, but I'm just looking around my desk to see what all I have laying around it to see what I can add. I kind of want to add just a little piece of lace tonight for some reason. So let's do that. Just a little piece of crocheted lace. And then I also have, I just looked around and I saw this one. This is laying on my desk where I've been working on this kit. So let's just add it as well. Maybe we add it right like that. Yes. Okay. Just going to add them right there in between all that, and then we're going to add this to the I love how you can use so many different things, and you can make the vellum, oops, I forgot my lace. You can make this vellum pocket, and you could use book pages, or you could use just flower prints like I did, or the ocean print, or whatever you do. You could do this for Thanksgiving, or you could do a Christmas theme, and every time it turns out different, but it's awesome each time, and I love that. I love how you can, and you can go with your own style. You can take these techniques. I'm getting glue on my fingers, but you can take these techniques that for these projects, for any projects actually, any tutorials you watch, and you can just make it your own to match your style or the style journal that you are working on. And I love that. I love that it can work for anything, and especially vellum. I love vellum in any style. Okay, so there we go. So I think that one's cute. So we've got that one, and let me check my timer. Got 4 minutes, so I'm going to have to start decorating really quickly, aren't I? I'm just picking. I'm not stressing it. I love to enjoy the process. I have lost my needle here somewhere. Oh, here it is. I need to put it into my glue because my glue's drying out. Okay, let's move these stamps out of the way. Now we're through with the ocean theme. Let's move all the ocean stuff over here, and let's work on this floral theme. So, put the lid on that glue. Got 4 minutes, and here I am just cleaning up. Okay, so this one is the collab kit, and I was going to add a card to one of them. Let me see which one. And I did cut it. I'm thinking I'm going to have to cut the flower out because it's not going to look right if I don't. It's too big for this. So let's just quickly cut it out. I think I can still get these done in that time frame. Maybe I just got too busy on that ocean one. Got too picky. Took me too long for that one. That's okay. We never want to rush through crafting, do we? We want to enjoy it. That's what crafting's for, is to enjoy and to relax. Which I have to say, I craft for a living, and during the Christmas season, sometimes there's no relaxing. You have to work really hard to get everything done and out to everybody in time for Christmas. But still, I enjoy it because it's still crafting. I get to craft for a living. I may cut this off and just add that right there. I like that. Let's see. I think it looks better without the little stem. So let's just cut that off and make it look like it wasn't supposed to be there. And now, just going to add it. Let's see here. And just add it right here. See how that looks. I think that looks good. I think that I'm going to have to, I think I need to ink it with the brown. That's the brown, yeah. Make sure I didn't add the gray to it. Just going to attach it, and whatever's hanging off, I'm just going to clip, because I do notice some was hanging off. My ink, I think I'm going to have to, now that I let it sit here all this time, I think I'm just going to have to soak this cap. I think I've done that too many times, let it sit in. Okay, there we go. So there, I'm just going to trim that off. I think that looks cute though. I like that. I do. I think that looks pretty. Okay. And then these, I'm not sure what they need. I'm not sure that they need anything. And then I have this one. And I'm thinking for this one, I I don't think I added enough glue right there in these. For some reason, I missed those corners. Okay, so for this one, I think I'm just going to put one of these labels down at the bottom, and I think I'm going to use the butterfly one. So let's see here. Let's get this butterfly label out. Here's my big scissors. I can cut this. I think I have like 1 minute left or less. So let's see how we do. So there's my timer. So let's just finish this one up. I think I'm just going to put the little label there and leave it like that. I don't think I'm going to add anything else to this pocket. I don't know that once you put a tag in it, you don't have much decoration, do you? So I'm trying to think then. Trying to see what I did with all those. How about, let's see, what do I have on this page? I do like just the butterfly. I may could take and do some stamping. What if, where's my favorite stamp? Did I bring it over here? My butterfly stamps. What if I added some butterflies? Oh, I have to experiment and see. If it doesn't turn out, it doesn't turn out. Let's stack these together so I don't lose them. Okay, so here's a little butterfly. So what if I went in with the brown ink to match the brown on the edges? I just stamped, let's see here, what this butterfly looks like. And I just stamped this little butterfly like right in here, like that, and then maybe one right in here, and then we got here. Oh, I'm loving that. I'm loving these little butterflies. So I don't think I'm going to put the label on here with the butterflies. I think I'm just going to decorate the page up with butterflies. This is going to be an even number though, and I'm not crazy about even numbers on my pages. I wonder if it's going to look odd, but let's just try it. Okay, so yes, there's going to have to be one more going off the page to make it have to have an odd number. That may have messed it up. I may have added too many now. Okay, so now we're getting a little crazy here, but I think that's okay. Should I add one in the center? Would that help? Let's see. I think I'm going to add one here, and then one maybe here. Okay, I'm really liking that. I think I'm over stamping it now, but I do like these on here. So that way when you have something in it, you'll just see the butterflies, and when you don't, you will see the picture in the background as well. I'm going to add more glue. Somehow I've missed some of the edges here. So I got to let that dry now because vellum, I think, stays a little bit wet longer. So we've got that. So I meant to have just a very simple, but I do like all those on there, so I'm good with that. I am. So we have that one, and then we have the, oops, I'm not sure if I didn't add enough glue or what to this, because it's not wanting to stay tonight. So let me go back with this glue and just hold it down. There we go. So now we've got the ocean one, and let's put all the two ocean ones together. We've got those two, and then we have this butterfly one, and it, press it down the butterfly way, but you can see it has the flower underneath from the kit. And then we have this one, which I like it too. And it might be cute to have a little butterfly up here in the corner of it. Let me, I'm going to add a butterfly in the upper corner. Or do I want to add a butterfly label? That actually may be cute. I'm going to add the butterfly label instead. Okay. Just add him right there. I like that. And I wonder, should I add any lace to the pocket? I kind of like the lace on there. I'm going to add that lace. And then I'll have to stop. I was showing it to you, and then I decided to start changing it, don't I? So let's just make a thin line of glue here. And then let's just see, which side is the right side? That's the hardest part, isn't it? Okay, both sides are pretty. I don't think it's gonna matter. But let's see here. Let's just add this lace right there on the edge of that pocket. I think that looks good. I'm forever doing that. I think I'm through with something and then I'll come back to it and I'm like, okay, I want to add something more. And I just keep adding. Something that can be a good thing because it turns out prettier. And sometimes it can be a bad thing because it can mess it up just adding too much. But I don't think that was bad for that one. I think that's good. Let me move this out of the way so you can see. I think it's just too much on my desk. You can't actually see them. So I want to show you. So there we've seen this one. And now we've got that one. And we've got the little lace on it. And then this one, I love how that one turned out as well. And then we have these. And then these, I have got to go back and figure out what I'm going to do with them because they are a bit plain. And I'm thinking of going and looking for washi tape, but I'm going to do that after the fact, after I cut the camera off, because I'm going to have to dig through my bin, my washi tape bin, to see what colors I have. And I thought about putting that stamp there. I guess you can see that. I'm going to see, because I didn't get them out ahead of time, so I'm just going to go through my washi tape bin. And if I add washi tape, then I will try to add these pictures at the end of these so you can see how they finally turned out. And I hope you enjoyed this little challenge, and I hope that you'll try it too. And I really do appreciate you watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day. And bye.